Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another video. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2021 film The Mitchells vs. the Machines. So, The Mitchells vs. the Machines is a movie that released on Netflix, I want to say it was a week or two ago at this point, and I really honestly wasn't planning to watch it. Like, the little description they give of the movie is something like a family gets together to save the end of the world. Like, it sounded very generic. Didn't sound like something I would really be interested in. And then one of the YouTubers I watched started talking about how it was unique animation style and how there was the main character, Katie, who is like really into filming and stuff. And I'm like, maybe this sounds interesting. So I decided to watch this video today, or for you guys maybe yesterday, depending when the video ends up coming out. But today, as I'm filming this, I watched the movie and I went in with like zero expectations. Like, I was expecting like an average movie, some unique animation, and like a interesting character. And let me say, I was extremely blown away with this film. Like, zero expectations going in, and it was amazing. Like, this film is a masterpiece. Like, I loved this film. So the first thing I want to talk about is Katie. Like I said, Katie, hearing about what her character was like is the reason that got me to watch this film. And I can honestly say, I don't think I've ever related to a character more in my entire life than I did Katie. Like, Katie likes making YouTube videos, she likes movies and referencing movies, and like wants to go to a film school, all that type of stuff. And believe it or not, basically I have the exact same personality. So I found her very relatable from the beginning of the film. Just like her whole personality, everything that she's struggling with, like trying to get into the film industry, struggling with her dad who doesn't like really understand it. Like, it's just amazing. I think she is definitely by far the character that I've felt most connected to whenever watching a film. Like, her struggles are the same as mine, her personality is the same as mine. In general, I loved her as a character. And even beyond that, she's literally like the same age as me, and I just thought, just in general, it feels like I'm watching myself in a movie. And I just love that. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, she's an amazing character, and yeah, it's just, that's all I can say. She's an amazing character, super relatable, and I just loved her. So in terms of representation and her being similar to me, something else we have similar is we both like girls, because it's, I guess, a little like, you have to be paying attention to notice it. But at one point they say, is Jade coming over for Thanksgiving? We really want to meet her or something. And so this is, I believe, it's one of the first openly gay characters in children's animation. And I thought that was fantastic, how she exists. She's not, like, that whole aspect of her is not highlighted. It's just, it's there, and it's supported by everyone, and I love that. I don't want to go too much further into it because bringing attention to it, in my opinion, is not what you're supposed to do. But yeah, I think that it was great how they handled that, and it definitely makes her a lot more relatable for other people as well. So, moving on from just Katie herself, I think that all the characters in the Mitchell family are fantastic. I love her little brother. Again, I'm relating to him because as a little kid, I loved dinosaurs, and just in general, I don't know why, these characters are just so relatable to me. Like, these are fantastic characters. The mom and the dad are great characters too, obviously not as relatable to me because, you know, I'm a kid and just personalities don't really mix. But yeah, I think that all four characters are great. The relationships they share with each other are fantastic as well. I really like Katie's relationship with her brother. It's super sweet and heartwarming, but by far the best relationship in this film is between Katie and her father. That was a fantastic relationship. I really connected with that relationship. And just her dad not understanding everything and like not really wanting her to pursue YouTube and film school and just all that stuff. I related to that, and just that whole struggle between her and her dad. It was just something that really resonated with me, and I love that relationship. And it made for some very heartwarming moments in the film. So I say that there's a lot of heartwarming moments in this film, and when I say that, like, I genuinely mean it. Like, there's so many, like, really sad scenes in this film, and I think I cried like 3 to 4 times while watching. and I honestly can't remember the last time I cried more than once at the most in a film. And just, it's obviously because I feel more connected to these characters. This movie does a fantastic job of connecting me personally to these characters. I don't know how you guys feel as well, but I think that this connection that I felt with Katie really brought out some emotion for me. And the moments with her and her dad, like, I don't want to spoil this because it's still fairly new, but there is this one little, I guess you can call it like this little MacGuffin thing that kind of guides their emotional journey. There's one scene where she like finds out where that originates with her dad and what he had to give up for her, and it's so sad. And it's a fantastic scene. There's so many great scenes between her and her dad, and just in general, I think it's fantastic. Their relationship makes for some really emotional moments. I know I'm repeating myself a lot in this film, but just I want to really make it clear that I love this relationship. It's so heartwarming, and just in general, it's fantastic. So, I've been going on for a while here talking about how heartwarming and sad this movie is, but while it does have like so many great emotional scenes, this movie doesn't really take itself seriously. It's a hilarious movie with a bunch of comic hijinks. A lot of the humor, if not all of it, works for me. It's super funny, it's super lighthearted. There's just like a whole bunch of like just random stuff that just makes no sense in the film that makes it not take itself seriously. And then this probably makes the heartwarming moments hurt even more because it's just this like lighthearted, easy breezy film, lots of jokes, and then all of a sudden, boom, with this super emotional scene. And I think that it perfectly balances those two tones very well. The humorous style of the majority of the film, like they have a bunch of like stickers and like just cartoony animations that just pop up out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, like they pop up when they make sense. Because Katie, if you see her YouTube videos that she makes like crazy over the top edits, and it really fits to ground her character into this world and having like, it's almost like this is how she views the world. She views the world through movies and through these creative animation, like this creative animation style, and I really like that. It fits so well in this movie. It's super unique. I think they did a really good job of blending the cartoony stuff with their like actual animation style, and it worked really well together. There was a couple times where I thought it was maybe a little over the top, like maybe once or twice, but for the most part, this really worked for the form and like the themes and stuff that this movie was going for, and I really, really enjoyed that as well. So I've talked a lot about characters and relationships and emotional moments and all that stuff because that's what this movie mainly focuses on. The plot itself, like I said when I read the synopsis, I wasn't too enthralled. It feels like a very basic, robots take over the world and then the humans have to try and stop them. So while the film's plot and premise isn't the most original, I think the execution of this plot is very original, and just in general, I really like the story. If it didn't have the relatable characters and the emotional moments, probably wouldn't have been as good. Like it would have been like a mediocre movie, but it's a decent plot, and just throwing all the stuff I've already talked on top of all that made this a fantastic movie. So while this whole movie is great, something else on top of it that just makes it even more amazing for me is the credits. The credits show like, it shows the cast and the crew in real family photos, really hitting on the themes of family in this film, and just, I don't know why, but I really liked that as well. Like, it's just such a small detail, but it shows the attention to these people's craft and how much they love this film, and I just think that it's great when you can see the love and care that gets put into a film. Like, throughout watching this entire film, it's clear that the people who made this film, they absolutely loved what they were doing. They were super passionate about that, and just in general, it makes me so, so happy to see that. So I have basically gone on for like 10 minutes or however long this video is at this point, saying all the positive about this film, so I'm just going to give some very, very nitpicky negatives here, just so it's not just like me rambling on about how great this movie is. I do want to try and stay objective. Well, I've probably gone very subjective at this point, but anyways, there's like two little things with the plot that don't make the most sense. There's one point like halfway through the film where they're trying to upload something to a computer, and every other piece of technology is like turning against them because it's got some chip with the AI in it, but for some reason the one computer that they need doesn't go evil. I mean, that's just like, I guess, I'm not sure if that's a plot hole or a coincidence or just like, I don't know. It's not a big deal. Like, it's just such a small, tiny little thing. And then at the very, very end of the film, spoilers here for like, I don't know, it'll say on screen how long spoilers are for, but that's starting in 3, 2, 1. Okay, spoilers now. In the end, they dunk the phone in a glass of water and that's how they defeat it. At this point, if you've got like AI sentient robots and phones, they're most likely waterproof. We already have waterproof phones at this point, so that's just so nitpicky thing that like just doesn't, it's not a big deal. But yeah, if I'm like looking for negatives, that is something that I noticed. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this film. So as we get into the ratings here, based on what I've said, I don't think it's going to be any surprise to you guys. In terms of entertainment, this is a 10 out of 10. In terms of quality of film, this is a 10 out of 10. So overall, this is a 10 out of 10 film. I love this film. It's a fantastic film. And this might be a little bit bold because I've only seen it once and it's just so fresh in my mind of everything I loved. But I'm going to say this film might compete for my favorite animated film of all time. Like, there's Cars, and there's Into the Spider-Verse, and there's this, and it's like honestly a three-way tie right now. Like, I love this film. Like, I can't express that enough. I absolutely love this film. If you guys love animation, just like movies in general, I'd recommend this film to anyone. Kids, it's a great kids movie. People who love movies, this is a great movie. Parents wanting to watch something with their kids, great movie. Every single person, I think, will enjoy this film. I absolutely loved it. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say today. I love this film. It's fantastic. Go watch it if you haven't already. I know on my Instagram I gave you guys an option between me reviewing this film and Army of the Dead, and based on when I'm recording this, Army of the Dead went out. I didn't listen to you guys because I just wanted to talk about this film. I love it so much. But yeah, I will review Army of the Dead next week, as well as the second Scooby-Doo film. So yeah, if that interests you guys, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below for more videos. If you want more updates on my videos, check out my Instagram, entity_films. Thank you guys all for watching, and have a good day.